Two professional sports in the same city and the same stadium.
I got one thing to say. This is my house.
They paid dividends.
I ain't getting that. He get his own ball. Don't you got a football game to go to?
Besides his contracts with the Braves and Falcons, he began raking in millions from endorsement deals.
It was lovely. It really was. Prime time.
Sanders hits one hard to right field, way back into the right field seats.
It's how much they missed Otis Nixon's speed, so they talked Sanders into trying both football and baseball for a week or two.
He is safe. The throw gets away. 1-2, drill deep toward right field. Bonilla back toward that wall. That ball is out of here. Deion has done it tonight.
By that point, the fans almost sensed what was destiny.
Top half of the 8th inning, Deion Sanders will hit a solo blast off of Morgan to right field. For Deion, it's his second home run of the year, RBI number 5, and it's 8-4 LA. Move now to the top of the 9th inning.
Deion Sanders leading off first base, and 2 men out, and Jeff Treadway the batter. Treadway lines this pitch to right center field. Steve Finley cuts it off but loses sight of the ball. Deion Sanders will come all the way around to score the tying run. Jeff Treadway winds up on third base with a triple.
But in the bottom of the 3rd, Deion Sanders, just back from the minor leagues, would deliver this RBI single. This would score Rafael Belliard. And it's suddenly 2-1 Los Angeles as the Braves make a comeback against Dodger starter Mike Morgan. Still in the bottom of the 3rd, Terry Pendleton.
Atlanta, top of the 5th. Bases full. Deion Sanders with a base hit to right field. Greg Olson scores easily from third base. But Alfredo Griffin will get the throw into Gary Carter, who blocks the plate beautifully.
Deion Sanders became a full-time player and showed he belonged, using that incredible speed to become one of the most potent leadoff men in the game.
Driven to right center field. O'Neill is back, and it's off the wall again. Sanders at second. He's trying for third, and he's going to be in there with a triple.
Deion would lead the National League with 14 triples.
Well, it's great because, you know, you could go 0 for 4, 0 for 5 one day, but you got tomorrow. You got tomorrow, you know. And that other thing, if you get beat by 6, you know, 6 points, touchdown, you got to sit and live with that a week. That's the good point about playing baseball.
Steve Avery kept it going, riding his buddy Deion Sanders 4 hits and 3 stolen bases to an easy victory. Oddly enough, they would finish the month of May 4 games under 500 and in 5th place, but feeling majestic. Their season turned dramatically. And it would turn on the grand talents of an all-pro football player of all things. Deion Sanders was one of the sparks that set this season aflame, but he was hardly alone. July 12th will also be remembered for one of the wildest plays of the year. Facing the speed of Deion Sanders and Otis Nixon, the Cubs fell apart and the Braves were 2 games behind.
It's dropped by DeCenzo. They got mixed up about who was going to catch the ball, and the Braves, Nixon's going to try to score. Throw to the plate, he's safe. Wild throw. Sanders is going to try to score. They lead him. He's safe. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
Raw speed gave the Braves a chance to steal yet another victory.
Wall throw. Deion didn't see it. He'll be at third base. He's around second. He's on his way to third. He'll pull in there.
He's been hot. He steps again, and Tim Belcher waits on the breaking ball and crushes it. Solo shot ties the game at 1. 5th for Deion. Top of
second, Deion at the plate, and this will be Doug DeCenzo butchering this one, but keep in mind the wind and the rain, and it's a mess out there. Well, then the baseball bunch takes over. Misses the cutoff. Buechele will then overthrow Wilkins at the plate. Otis will score. Deion gets to third. Why not go plateward? As they nonchalant it. 2-0 Braves. Top of the second, it's 2-1 Braves.
1992, his baseball and football careers collided. It was the National League Championship Series, and Deion was attempting to make sports history by playing professional baseball and football games on the same day.
there have been reports that Deion is considering going to Miami this weekend with the Atlanta Falcons to play against the Dolphins, and then chartering a plane to fly up to Pittsburgh in time for Game 5 on Sunday.
What he did was incredible. To be able to play two sports, period, at that high a level. To be a great, great football player and a pretty darn good baseball player simultaneously is tremendous.
Deion played a Sunday afternoon football game in Miami for the Falcons, then flew to Pittsburgh and played a Sunday night baseball game for the Braves. Renowned television baseball analyst Tim McCarver got Deion's attention when he shared his thoughts on Primetime's two-sport schedule on national television.
I think Deion's doing a rather self-centered thing, Tim, going there tomorrow.
You know, there's been a lot of talk that he's a consummate team player for the Atlanta Braves. Well, and if he's that, how can he leave in the playoffs?
After McCarver's statement, the battle lines were drawn. When the Braves won the National League Championship a few days later, Deion got his revenge. As Tim McCarver conducted interviews in the Braves locker room, Deion made his own commentary, unloading a bucket of ice water on McCarver's head 3 different times.
You are a real man, Deion, I'll say that.
He needed to be cooled off a little bit.
After dousing McCarver with water, Deion cooled off with the cold shower of his own.
I put a chair in the shower, and I sat down and just let the water, and I was crying my heart out, just thinking that the criticism I took for doing the right thing because of one man's ego blew me away.
That's part of it. I think there's something else too down there. Pitch. Curve, swung, fly ball, well hit right field, but that going back near the line at the wall. That ball is off the wall. He may get an inside the park home run. He's around third. Here he comes. He'll score easily. Standing up.
Deion Sanders inside the park home run in the 3rd inning. Folks, it's 120 yards from home plate to home plate. And Deion not really flying until he got to second base, and unofficially, by our meter in the truck on the replay, 13 seconds.
2 towns in Montana, Baker and Bridger, Montana. They've got about a group of 30 people here for the series. Base hit for Deion up the middle into center field. And a good start to the Atlanta 7th. I think he's a lefty, you never know. On the outside corner for a strike, the throw handcuffs second baseman Mejia into center field, and all the way around to third goes Deion Sanders. That'll be a stolen base. Where you think it is?
I think he was a little late covering too, Pete. And when he got to the bag, then it was hard for him to stop and have time to come back. He just kind of laid.
How many other areas around the country they were? They picked the wrong 2. We should have been the ones getting a major league franchise. Deion Sanders picks up his 3rd hit of the ball game. One of those hits an inside the park home run.
Zip codes as it lands way out there. A 3-run shot, number 26 for the Crime Dog. And Deion Sanders rips one off the fair pole.
Deion Sanders crunches this one to straightaway center field. It'll be his 7th hit in his last 8 at-bats. So he motors all the way to third with a leadoff triple. They get 1 out, then intentionally load the bases.
Ground ball headed to right field. It's a base hit for Sanders. 2 in a row, and the Bays with a little something going here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
The 2-1 pitch. Chop towards second. It's going to be close. Garcia throws late.
Season, maybe short career as skipper of the Pods. Top of the 5th, Braves up 1-0. Andy Bennis gives up the long ball to Deion Sanders. The Braves win at 4-1. Typical Padres, the game delayed for fans who were stuck.
Prime time. Some homer time. The ball takes the right kind of bounce. It's a 4-2.
7 in the 9th. Then in the 15th, Deion, who went 3 for 7, steals 3rd. They don't even try a throw. Next batter is the pitcher, Mike Stanton. The bunt gets in the air, and it's fair, and it's a hit. And it's the Braves with a great...
The 3-2 on the way, lined into center field. Rhodes got a late jump, not going to get to it. It's a base hit for Sanders. Tom Glavine moves to third. Hit number 5 off Young. That'll bring up Blauser.
Not a good day for hitting one off the end of the bat either. That'll.
Here comes the 2-2. Line toward right, backing up is Sosa. It's going to be over his head and off the wall. In to score is Lopez. Coming in to score is Belliard. They'll hold Glavine at third. It's a 2-run double for Deion Sanders, and the Braves now lead it 10-0. High and deep to right center field. Nobody may catch up with this one. Deion going back. He caught it on the warning track, tagging at third, Wilkins.
Pacoda, a short lead. Wilkins plays behind him, and there's a drive to deep center by Deion. That ball is going to be out of here. His second home run of the year. A line drive over the head of Tumpy Rhodes into the center field bleachers. Deion now with 2 homers. He has 4 RBIs on the day, 11 on the year. Not bad for a leadoff man. It is 17-4.
Good extension. Good sound.